Good evening. So we are continuing with the Uddhava Gita. We had done up to verse 21 last time from chapter 20. So we will be starting from verse 22 onwards. A small recap. We have been doing the three gunas and how they affect an individual and how a person can reach a certain domain with the effect of the gunas. So today Krishna is going to tell Uddhava how these gunas affect a person in the normal world. So let us see. We are doing chapter 20 of the Uddhava Gita, verse 22. People dying when Satva is predominant go to heaven. Those dying when Rajas is up remains in the human plane. And those dying when Tamas prevails go to hell. But those who are above the three gunas attain to me alone. Now if you see, Shri Krishna is telling us, when the particular guna is predominant, when you are dying, let us say you are dying, and at that point in time that particular guna is rising in you. Many a times you have seen old people when they are dying, they are repentant, they have a lot of things to bother them about, they are bothered about their future. They worry about how the property division is going to happen. Can you imagine this is what is happening? Some of them are worried what is going to happen to their children. Some are worried that if they die, somebody else is going to get affected, maybe their wife or maybe the husband, whoever is dying, that person is worried for another person. In many cases, it is because of certain wrong reasons that the person is dying. Let us say, for example, today in the paper, today in the news, it was mentioned that a son and mother paid over 6 lakh rupees to another person to kill their own father. That means the son's father or this woman's husband, and he died because this person, the one whom they had given this contract, drove over him very fast in an SUV, and the Whitefield police station, the police over here were able to catch hold of those people. Now imagine this was known to the person who is dying. What will he think of at the last minute? He will be very angry. He will be upset. He may be having, that fear in his mind. He would be saying, what is this? My wife and my son, what are they doing? For a very simple property matter. It was not a big deal. It was a very tiny property issue. They thought the father was giving the property to somebody else. And so they drove this person to death. Now imagine this is happening. Or another person is dying in the war. Maybe a bomb comes and, falls on top of this person. He is just thinking. Somebody is murdered. Somebody is killed. So this is another type of a person. Now let us take a third type of a person. This person is only thinking of God. He is dwelling in his mind consistently saying, God, please forgive me. I just want to be with you. Take care of me. I don't want this world. I just want to be with you. That kind of words. And he is taking the name of the Lord consistently. So there are three kinds of people that I pointed out just now. So we will take the first one. Those who are dying in the Satva guna, where the Satva is risen. They are kind, compassionate, loving, caring, those kind of people. They are bothered about goodness around them and they are taking the name of God. Now when these people are dying, they go to the heavens. The heavens that are there. Now what are these heavens? There are different kinds of heavens for different kinds of people. And those who are praying to a particular deity, divinity, they go to their heaven. Let us say somebody is praying to Shiva, they will go to Kailasha. Somebody who is praying to Vishnu, they will go to Vaikuntha. Somebody is praying to the Indra Dev, they will go to the Indra's heaven. Like that, there are different heavens. Somebody who is a music player, he is dying and he is thinking of maybe Saraswati or somebody like that. And this music player is thinking, oh, it has been such a wonderful life of mine. I have lived for so many years and now I am dying. And while he is dying, he is singing the songs of God. He will go to the Gandharva Loka. Gandharva Loka is a heaven for all the singers, songwriters, dancers, you know those kind of people. They go to that Loka. They have come from there only, by the way. So they go back to their heavens. So whichever part that you are focusing on, whichever God that you are praying to, now you may pray to a certain deity and that deity will take you to his heaven, provided you are that good self of yours. Got it? That is Sattva Lok. So Sattva Guna, and you go to the Dev Lokas, that is the heavens. Now, the second kind of a person, I told you, he is bothered about his money. He is bothered about ensuring that everybody is paid. Maybe there is some kind of a loan that he might have taken. He wants to pay off the loan. He wants his wife, his children, everybody to be taken care of. He is thinking about his business while dying. He might have written a will and he must be thinking, now I have to hand over my life to somebody over there and the property to somebody else over here. And he calls his children near him and says, please take care of your mother. Please take care of this business. Take care of all these things. Such kind of a person who is thinking of material worldly thoughts. This person is dying in Rajas. A person whose Rajas is predominant at the time of death comes back to earth again. Now when he comes back to the human plane, he is not necessarily born as a human being. No. Naturally there is an assessment. Now you will wonder, who is this person who is assessing? Well, you are being assessed by your own self. Where do you qualify? What are the good things that you have done? What are the bad things that you have done? What is it that you have done for the mankind? So on and so forth. And when that assessment is there, and then the bodies are coming in. So you get a new body. So those who die in the Rajas, ascending, the ascending Rajas at that point in time, they die and they come back to the human plane once again. They can be born as anything depending on their qualification. So they can be born as animals, they can be born as a very poor human being. Remember, they were not taking the name of God, they were taking the name of their wife, their children, their properties, so on and so forth. They were worried about their money, they were worried about businesses, they were worried that, oh, I was teaching in the college, or what is going to happen to my children, those children whom I was teaching over there in the college. So there are professors who are dying. There's a professor who is dying on the wheelchair and he's thinking, oh, I was thinking about the outer space. What is going to happen to this outer space now? I had written this theory. Now what is going to happen to this theory? I didn't get the Nobel Prize. They should have given it to me. So this person is dying. Naturally, he will be born on this earth. As what? As an animal, as a petty human being, or as whatever that comes in. Not worthy enough. Maybe he will be born as a cat. Maybe a mouse in some place. Who knows? So those who are on the path of Rajas, ascending, they will be coming back to the human plane. Now let us take the third part. The third part is those who are on the path of Tamas. Now when they are on the path of Tamas, they are thinking all the wrong thoughts at that point in time. They are thinking, I will show him, I will do this to him. He's trying to murder me. Who do you think he is? Blah, 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 blah. All the wrong stuff. He wants to get even with someone. He says, I will not leave a penny to you when I die. Evil thoughts are there in the minds of this person. He is always thinking of all the wrong stuff. Forget about thinking about God. Forget about doing good to mankind. He's thinking of doing all the wrong stuff. Maybe he's thinking that, I will kill so many people and then die. Didn't you see that person who went and shot in that massage parlor? 6-7 people died over there. Now if that person was shot dead at that point in time, naturally he would be in the tamaguna. And when you are born in the tamas, you go to hell. Now when we talk of hell, naturally you have to go and wear off all those negative sins that you might have committed. The idea about the heaven and the hell is there in literally every place. Not only in Hinduism, but in Buddhism, in Christianity, in every other place, that idea, the concept of hell is there. But here, when Krishna is talking of hell, this is something different. Now, I have explained to you all what is the concept of hell over here. The hell is a place which is more like coming back to earth again. Coming back to earth again. But in what form? In the form of a worm, the worst kind of a creature, maybe a cockroach, maybe a small worm or some such kind of a thing, or maybe you will become a Rakshasa. Rakshasa are demonical in nature, so they become like that. And they have to go through their hell. The life which they will lead is going to be the worst kind of life. At least the person who is leading Satvik path, he will have a little bit of enjoyment somewhere. But this person is going to have the most terrible time of his life. And lastly, Krishna is talking about, above all, if you are not dwelling in any of these gunas, you are neither in Satva, nor in Rajas, nor in Tamas. You are beyond it. You are a devotee of mine. You are completely devoted to me. You are totally in love with me. You are taking only my name. You are taking only Krishna's name. That's it. You are not even supposed to be doing anything else. You have done the duty in this world the way I have programmed you to do. You have literally served my purpose in this world. And if you have served the purpose in this world, Krishna says, all those people will come to me. So this is the way Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, and beyond Sattva, Rajas and Tamas, what happens? So we go to the next one now. We are doing Uddhava Gita. This is chapter 20, verse 23. One's own duty, if done for my sake or without any desire for fruit, are Satvik. Work done with a desire for fruit is Rajasic, and that attended with cruelty is Tamasic. So now he is talking about the different kinds of work that is happening in this world. Let us take the case of Sattvic work that is happening. When one does one's own duty, how the duty has to be done, let me give you an understanding. Those who attended my Bhagavad Gita satsang yesterday and day before yesterday, I had clearly defined how this work has to be. Though a little portion of those verses is over here also. So let me repeat those who are listening to this satsang. Now, one's own duty if done for my sake without any desire for fruits is Satvik. The duties that are there, they are called Swadharma. Swadharma means my duty, my path. The question which arises in many people's mind is, why am I here? Why am I born on this planet Earth? What is the reason for my existence? Why did I take up this human body? This is the question which everybody asks. The answer is, you are here in this world for doing certain duties. You are not here only for the purpose of enjoyment and making merry in this world. You are not here for getting married, having children, doing all those kind of things. That is secondary in nature. Those are the material worldly duties. No, we are talking about why are you here? Now let us take, for example, there is a shipping company. Now the shipping company sends a particular person on the high seas. Now what is the job that person is supposed to do? The company has already defined the job of this person. So he is going to work on the deck. Maybe he is a deckhand or something like that. So certain kind of job that is there. Maybe he is a cook inside that place. He is a chef who is preparing the food for all the people on this ship. Alright? He could be anything. And depending, the job is defined. So when he goes on this vessel, he has a definite job. Like there are those who go on the flight. There are stewards over there, there are flight captain is there, and so on and so forth. Now all these people who are concerned, they have specific jobs, isn't it? So their company decides their job. Likewise, when you are born on this planet Earth, the definition of the job that you are supposed to do is already embedded in you. Okay? It is embedded in the form of Swadharma. What it? Your Swadharma. Why are you here? You are here for a purpose. Maybe you are here to feed 1,000 people. Who knows? Maybe you are here in this world so that you can take the name of God. Whatever the purpose might be, doesn't matter. You may be here as a soldier. Could be. That is your purpose. So that is the duty associated with it. Now, how does a person perform the duty? Think about it. Now let us say you are a soldier in the army, whichever army in the world you might be in. Now there is a king over there and you are a soldier in the army. And because the soldiers are given free food, free stay, free drinks, free liquor, free this, free that, everything. So you're totally sozzled 24/7. You're drinking away to glory. And you're enjoying your life. Are you doing your job as a soldier? No. You're misusing the perks that are given to you. If you are in the department where you are supposed to be buying weapons and, sabers, swords, all those things, and you take bribes from the person who sells them to you, he is selling substandard goods to you, and you are praying, you're taking the bribes and sanctioning those sabers and whatever that is there. Now, if you are doing that, are you doing your duty? No. So the person who does the duty has to be a diligent person. This is clear? Now we come to the most important part. If you think you are a soldier for that particular country, for that kingdom, for that king, you are mistaken. If you think you are doing your job, you're working for a certain company, you're working in whichever office that you are working in, and you think that you have a boss that you have to report to, then you are mistaken. If you think your job is to serve your family, your parents, your wife, your children, your grandchildren, whoever it might be, you are mistaken. No. All this job that you are doing diligently, you are doing it for me. This is the catch. The day you realize, I am the one who sent you on this planet Earth. Krishna is telling Uddhava these words. I am the one who has given you the birth in this particular family. I am the one who has given you the job in the army. I am the one who has given you the job in this company. I am the one who has given you this family. You owe it to me, not to them. Did you get it? Even in the organization, wherever you are working, if you think you are there to pander to your boss, that is a mistaken concept that you are having. You are supposed to be bothered about the company, isn't it? Suppose you are manufacturing cars or something like that. You are supposed to be bothered about your manufacturing, the organization. But if you are only bothered about pandering to the boss, and yes boss, yes boss, yes boss, you are doing, no, that is wrong. In the same way, who is the one who is giving you this family or this job or whoever? The dear Lord has given, Krishna has given. So if Krishna has given this job, and if you only do this job for Him, because He is the super boss, remember that. So you have to do it in the perfect manner. And when you do this job perfectly for Him, then you are on the path of the Satvik duty. So this is called the duty. And there, you are not bothered about the kind of fruits that you are going to get. You are not bothered that, oh, because I am in the army, I will get bottles of liquor, fruit drink. No. You are not even supposed to be bothered about what you are going to get. Yes, I am working for the job, so I get my salary. No. It is my prerogative, Krishna says, whether I want to give you or don't want to give you. Sometimes I don't give. Many a times you will find that that particular object doesn't come to that person. And you may wonder, why it didn't come to me? It's not required to come to you. There is some higher purpose there. That is why you don't get it. Now you are a small person. You are seeing just at that point in time. But when you go ahead in your life and then you retrospect and you see why you were there, then you will understand. Krishna's ways cannot be known. And that is why those who are focusing on the results are not even going to be on the Satvik path. So you should never focus on the result. Do your duty diligently for Krishna alone. He will give you whatever that is necessary. Then you are doing Satvik duty. But if you are bothered about doing the duty so that you can make money, you can make name, fame, fortune, you are doing it for your family, for your relatives, for earning a lot of money so that you can build houses and buildings and this, and you want to hold money or do whatever that is necessary, then you are on the work which is connected to Rajas. Then you are not concerned about me. Are you concerned about Krishna? No way. And because you are not concerned about Krishna, Krishna says you are bothered about your, filling your own stomach. You are bothered about earning. You are bothered about a lot of other things which are connected to you. And because you are so much bothered about it, you are bothered about the fruits of action. That is called Rajasic duty. And those, the last one, those who do the duty, just because they want to make something wrong in this world, maybe they want to destroy somebody's career. There are lots of times you will find that in your own company, there are people who will go and backbite about you to the bosses. They'll say, this person is like this, he's taken this, he's not doing the work. The people like to go and fill the ears with all the kind of muck that is there. And you are doing it to destroy somebody else or to destroy the company itself. You are there out there so that you can be one of the biggest villains, but you may not be visible to anybody. If you are doing it for cruelty's sake, for doing something wrong, then that work is called tamasic work. So now we move to the next verse. We are doing Uddhava Gita, chapter 20, verse 24. The knowledge of the existence of the self is Satvik. That of the body is Rajasic. The knowledge of a child, etc. is Tamasic. And that which is concerning me is beyond the gunas. So now we come to the next aspect which Krishna is describing about knowledge. Those who know that there is a self inside every being, every person, every animal, bird, anything that is there is a self inside. It is nothing to do with the body. You are not the body. You are that divine self. If this knowledge is there, the knowledge of the self will tell you that you are a Satvik person. But if you think of yourself as a body and you say to yourself, oh, my name is so and so, I belong to this place, I am from this Karnataka, I am staying in Bengaluru, I stay in this place, I am one great Indian, all these kind of things that you keep on giving yourself, okay? I am a Brahmin, I am a Kshatriya, I am this, I am that. And you keep on, pontifying about all kinds of nonsensical things in this world. I work for this organization, I am like this, I. You don't know me, I have more knowledge than you. If that I, ahankara, is there and your knowledge is only about your body, about your own mind, about that intellect which you are supposed to be having, all that knowledge is called Rajasic knowledge. And if you are a total dullard, if you are totally a duffer, if you have no clue about anything in the world, if you are told about certain thing and you look at that person, like that kind of a person, you don't know anything. Okay, you are not even knowing about what is happening. I just have to do my work, I just have to go home, I just have to bother about eat, drink, sleep. That is all that I do. Full day I am just working. I am so tired. I don't know what I am going to do. When you get up in the morning, you are tired. When you are going to sleep, you are tired. You are tired. You are lazy. You don't do work. You never keep up your timings. You never do anything. Such a kind of a person is literally like that kid, who is just sitting in the same place where he is pooping, peeing, doing everything. That child has no idea. He doesn't know what is daytime, he doesn't know what is nighttime, he gets up during the nighttime and sleeps during the daytime. You understand that kind of a life? It's like a pig in a pigsty, rolling in the dirt and the mud and the shit around you. If you are only that kind of a person, keeps on cribbing, talking utter nonsense, talking everything wrong and bad about the person, everything else in the world, this life is not good, this life is terrible, I don't like this. Such kind of a person, that particular knowledge is tamasic in nature. Then we come to the last one, where you know about me. When your knowledge about me is tremendous, you know very well who I am, and you are always devoted to me, and you are always praying to me. Krishna is telling Uddhava this. If you know me very well, if you are focused on me, you know that this whole universe is run by me alone, and you are doing the job only for me, everything, then that knowledge is connected to me alone. Then it has nothing to do with the gunas. Then you know very well where you are going to land up finally. You are going to come to me only. Right. So we go to the next verse now. This is chapter 20, verse 25. The forest is called the Satvik dwelling. The village is Rajas. The gambling den is Tamas. And my abode is beyond the gunas. Now, the forest is called Satvik dwelling. Now I have to modify this sentence. When in olden times there was Satva connected to the forest dwellers. Today we have huge cities. We don't have villages. No. We don't have massive, those villages that we say, tiny, tiny places. We say we have talukas, we have states, we have metropolises, we have massive, very huge cities. If you are a city dweller, you are used to a lot of luxuries. If you are used to those kind of luxurious lifestyles, you want to have a high-rise building with good amenities and stuff like that. That is, I am the greatest. Have you come to my house? Look at my drawing room, look at my this, look at my that. Those people who keep on wanting to show their inners of their house, you see that? All those film actors, rich people, industrialists, multi-billionaires, millionaires, all those fellows, what do? They want to show how great they are. Look at my dwelling. Such kind of people, they are on the rajas. A humble dwelling, more like a village kind of a humble dwelling, where in the house there is basic necessities, sufficient food, a good family, a simple house which the person doesn't own at all. There is no ownership. Please understand. If you are an owner, if you want to show the world, I have this, then you are Rajasic. But a humble dweller, a humble person, he doesn't own anything. The only thing is he's got some clothes to wear, he stays in a rented place and he has got little food to eat. Such a kind of a person lives in a Satvik dwelling. Alright? And there is a third kind of a person. A very lascivious kind of a person who is always indulging in drinking, smoking, womanizing, doing all kinds of nonsensical. Most of the time you will find him, he is roaming outside, he is doing all kinds of horrible jobs. That kind of a place where everything wrong happens, the whole cupboard is filled with liquor bottles, playing cards, people come and go, and all kinds of wrong activities happen. No, that is a tamasic dwelling. And now we come to the last one. I am sure you know my own dwelling. It is called Golok Vrindavana. So I stay in the Golok Vrindavana. It is called the cow world according to those who translate Goloka into English. It is not a cow world, okay? The way of putting it is called cow world. But Vrindavana means a garden. Oh, Vrinda. Vrinda is, Tulsi. It's a garden of Tulsis. Again, immediately they will translate into it's a garden of Tulsis. And it is a Goloka. Go means cows. And it's a cow world. Sorry, sir. It has nothing to do with cows. It has nothing to do with all these Tulsi plant. Of course, they will be there. No doubt it is there. But every other thing that you want is over there. Alright? Not just this. It's full of bliss. There is complete happiness over there. So those who know about my dwelling know where to come to. Alright. So now we come to the next verse. We are doing Uddhava Gita chapter 20 verse 26. The non-attached agent is called Satvik. One blinded by attachment is Rajasa. And one who never considers the pro and the cons of an act is Tamas. And the one who has taken refuge in me is beyond the guna. Alright? So let us take it one by one. What is this Satvik agent mean? Alright, it means this. You are not swayed by anything. Nowadays, because there are elections being held, you will find that there is a free flow of liquor, money, things like that. When I was driving in the car, and I lost my way at one place. I was searching for the road in the middle of the night. I was searching for the road and I couldn't find the road, so I was lost, and I just held on to at one place for 1 minute, and then I just looked around here and there, and I saw some 8-10 people over there standing next to a unmarked vehicle, and then I slowly drove away. I was driving ahead. Finally I found my road and I took the right turn. These people, those 10 people, they piled onto that unmarked vehicle and they came running after me. Why did they come? And they searched my whole vehicle. Everything was recorded in a camera. Why? Elections are being held. They are worried. There is a flow of liquor, there is a flow of money. Money gets transported, weapons get transported, liquor gets transported. All these kind of things happen. And finally they couldn't find anything. They asked us few questions. We were innocent people. So naturally, we don't have any of this nonsensical stuff. So they said, okay, you can go. But because I stood there at one time, because I had lost my direction, so they thought we are some crooks. So did you get it? When there is no motivation as such, neither right nor wrong in your life, when you are going in a straightforward direction, where there is nothing wrong that you are doing, there is neither right nor wrong, you are not taking any sides, you are not supporting one person or you are not supporting the other person, when you are going to be totally in the neutral stance, at such point in time, you are on the path of Satva. Then, if you are blinded by attachments, my family, my people, my country, my political party, I have to do this, I belong to this community. People keep on saying this, I am from this political party, we are this kind of a community, we belong to this, other people are bad people. They have the rights and the wrongs in place. The way they behave, exactly the opposite people behave. They also say the same thing. They say, that is my party, that is my company, that is my this thing. And they are motivated. They are driven by some ulterior motive in their life. So anybody who is driven by some kind of an ulterior motive in their life, they are either right, wrong, left, right, white, black, whatever they might be, and they are driven by anything in this world. Such kind of people are having attachments of all kind. They may be attached to their family, to the people, to anybody. I am doing this for my parents, I am doing this for my children, I am doing this for my nation. It's called an attachment. If you are doing it for somebody, then it is called an attachment. Then you are on the path of Rajas. And then there are third kind of people. I don't give a damn. I will do what pleases me. I am not even interested in knowing whether this is good, bad. I have to give a bribe, I will give a bribe. I don't have to do this, I don't have to do this. I have to rob this, I have to rob it. It's lying free over there. No, I'll just take it. Now, what difference does it make to me or to anybody else? Such kind of people who are very much focused in their petty views, and they have a mean mentality. They don't care about anybody. Self-centered, they are bothered about driving their own self, and they don't have any clue about the right and the wrong. They don't know. They never think before they say also. They will say whatever that comes to their mouth, they will keep on blabbering. You understand? I'll show them, I'll do this, blah, 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 blah. This kind of idiots are there in this world. They will never think before they speak. They will never think before they do anything. You open your mouth and you say, sir, I was telling you. Immediately they will flare up for no rhyme or reason. They don't even have any knowledge. They don't have any understanding. They don't know what is right. And what is wrong? They have self-centered, egoistic and very, very narrow-minded people. That is tamasic in nature. Then the last one. Somebody who has taken refuge in Krishna. Person who is totally attuned to Krishna, is totally engrossed in doing service unto Krishna, is lost in bhajan, kirtan, taking the name of Krishna and going about his job usually. He doesn't bother right, wrong or anything. But he is only thinking of Krishna when he is doing the duty. Such a person is beyond all the gunas. Got it? Right. So now we will do the next verse. Okay. We are doing chapter 20, Uddhava Gita, verse 27. Faith in the self is Satvik. That in the work is Rajasic. Faith in irreligion is Tamasic. And that in service unto me is beyond the gunas. Those who have faith in the self, in the divine self, they are godly kind of people. They are thinking that I have this divine nature of mine, I have to do my job. I am only supposed to do what God has told me to do. And that person is lost in the self while doing his duties. Whatever job that he does, any work that he does, he is saying that this is something that I got to do. He is not focused on anything else. He is just focused on doing the work. That one who is totally lost in the self while doing the job. Maybe if he is giving a satsang, he is totally lost in the self while giving a satsang. Or he is doing a company, he is working for a company. Maybe he is an accounts clerk. He is writing the books of account. He is writing it because it has to be completed. He is just doing the job. And while doing the job, he may be taking the name of God. Such a kind of a person is having, those who are lost in the self, they are called Satvik. Now if you are lost in the work, I have to complete my work by today and I have to deliver. I have to see that so many cartons are delivered. I have to see to it that so many cars are sold. I have to see to it that things are going to happen. My money has to be credited. You know those kind of things that happen. Okay? I have to take so much money home because you see, if I don't take this money home, I will be now thrown out. My wife will say, why didn't you get your salary? You know those kind of things. I have to buy vegetables. I have to do this. They're focused in transactions. They're totally focused in transactional work. They are more bothered about how they can deliver, how they can get it. They're not there. Their God doesn't appear. They only think that they are the ones who are doing the work. I really work very hard, in my whole life. I earn that little money, that's it. I have this little property, I have saved so much money for the future. I have kept this money for the future. I am seeing to it that everything is done properly. Such kind of a person is in the Rajasic mode. And then the irreligious type. Who cares? I don't bother myself about it. Why should I be caring about all these things? Who is coming? Who is going? What is happening? That bored, dejected, totally demotivated character has no life in him. That dead kind of people. When you look at them, you will say, oh, this fellow looks like a zombie. Understand zombie? They're just staring blankly at things, talking to themselves, maybe going around wandering here and there. Aimless, listless, lazy. Such kind of people who are totally irreligious. They have nothing in them. They are on the mode of Tamas. And those who do service to me, they are doing only my job and for me alone. They are saying, I am doing this for Krishna. I worship Krishna. That is why I have to do this job so nicely. So such kind of a person, whoever who is doing this thing, and he has only Krishna in front of him, that kind of a person is going to Krishna alone. And now we will go to a very interesting topic, which I think most of the people have little idea, but they do it. So now we go to the Uddhava Gita, chapter 20, verse 28. Interesting verse. By the way, this verse is about food. Listen to it. In the Bhagavad Gita, there is a whole load of section pertaining to food. And my Bhagavad Gita, though we are going very slow at the moment, we are in chapter 11, I think. So we will be coming to that chapter very shortly. You should listen to the one which I talk about food. Though in my previous episodes, many a times I have done this. I have spoken about food. Now here we will touch the subject because it is Satvik, Rajasikally and Tamasic, those kind of things. So let us see. So, we are doing Uddhava Gita, chapter 20, verse 28. Food which is wholesome, pure and easily available is termed Satvik. That which is merely palatable is Rajasic. And that which is injurious to health and impure is Tamasic. You will be amazed to know, and this is something which I have to tell you. You will be amazed to know, in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Uddhava Gita, which are words of Krishna. Uddhava Gita, those who know, has come from the Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay? Krishna is telling his friend Uddhava just when Krishna is dying. So these are Krishna's original words. Now remember, Krishna is the ultimate one. All these others, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, Saraswati, Parvati, Ganesha, everybody else is called demigods. They are not gods. They are not the capital God. They are called demigods. You should know this. Alright, so they are demigods. They are small gods who are heads of a titular head of a particular department. Like Brahmaji will handle only production department. Okay. You will find that Shiva is going to handle only destruction department. Saraswati handles only what is called as knowledge department. She cannot handle money. Money is somebody else. Money is Lakshmi. And Lakshmi can't handle education. So please, did you get the whole picture? They are titular heads, they are departmental heads. That is the way you have to look at all these. These are called, that is why they are never called capital God. They are called demigods. Got it? Demigods have functionalities, they have certain functions. Now when all these things are known to you, who is the ultimate divine consciousness beyond the second? See, the first divine unmanifest is what we call as the Brahma, the Parabrahma. Everybody merges into the Parabrahma and is destroyed. Right? Beyond that is the Krishna's domain. Beyond. It never gets destroyed. This we have learnt in the Bhagavad Gita. So here we are talking about the food now. You might have noticed he is not talking about vegetarian food, non-vegetarian food, all those kind of vegan food and this food. Have you seen? He is never mentioned. Neither is the caste mentioned. There is a problem which human beings do. They think Krishna is talking about some casteism. They are thinking that Krishna is talking about, you should not eat onion and lasun. What is that? Garlic. Garlic and onion. Common sense will tell you, and Archaeological Survey of India will tell you, there was no garlic and there was no onion during the times of Krishna or whoever. Today I was asking questions to these people over here. It's just a simple topic, and I asked them, I said, you know what, think about it. Today we are talking about Vastraharan. Okay? During the Vastraharan, they are saying that Draupadi was wearing a sari. Sari? What sari are you talking about? Sari? There was no sari during that time, sir. Who told you that there were some designer garments at that time? Common sense will tell you. First and foremost, the idea called cotton never existed in India. If you are talking about 5,000, 7,000 and 10,000 years ago, or now according to them that happened in the Treta Yuga, Ramayana, and this happened in the Dwapara Yuga. Who has told you that there was this kind of thing and that kind of thing? Oh, they were wearing linen dresses, they were wearing jute dresses, they were wearing this, they were wearing that. Come on. Garments. So this is a very big controversial thing. Hardly anybody understands. But they are willing to tell the whole world, oh, they removed her sari. What sari? Ask yourself, does common sense tell you that there can be no such garment called sari at that time? And when you see all these beautiful pictures, saris and stuff like that, there is a very big issue which cannot be understood by common man. That is why spirituality is a subject which cannot be debated upon, because if you are not spiritual, you won't understand a damn thing in this. So that is the reason why when people come and tell me, food, we don't eat this, we don't eat that. Who says that? Where is it mentioned that you are not supposed to eat this or you're supposed to eat that? See the words that are mentioned over here. They are beautiful words. Food which is wholesome, pure and easily available is termed Satvik. Got the point? Wholesome food. Oh, wholesome food means I have to go to, all the supermarkets and buy those organically. No, we are not talking about organic. Who knew about organic and all that at that time? Wholesome food means that which is very nice, good, edible and clean. Let us take, for example, prior to this, I was just looking at something. We have jaggery. There is a jaggery that is there. If we go to the market and we try to get the jaggery from the market, it comes in the form of a small, block. The brighter the block, see, the lighter color the block, the more contaminated it is by chemicals. The dark brown the color, it is natural jaggery. It is not contaminated by harmful chemicals. Now you think about it and you only answer me. Which jaggery is wholesome? Common sense will tell you the one which is not contaminated, the one which is brown in color is good enough for me. That's it. The other one is not good. So doesn't that explain wholesome to you? Got the answer? Pure and easily available. Now think about it. What is easily available? Broccoli is easily available in India? Common sense again will tell you, sir, broccoli, all those pak chow and God knows all those kind of funny vegetables that are there, they are not Indian. They are not Indian in nature also. They are not grown in India. They belong to some other country. Okay? So then why are you eating them? He says, see the terms, easily available. What is available right door, next door? That which doesn't have any problems in it. Correct? Easily available, decent pricing, it has to be pure, clean, wholesome. That food is called Satvik food. Where has Krishna mentioned over here that you have to eat only milk, only this, only... It's never mentioned anywhere. Milk is wholesome, drink it. But nowadays, all the milk that is coming in the marketplace, none of it is wholesome. Think about it. It is reprocessed. Okay? Hormones are given to the cows so that they can give tons and tons of milk. Nothing that is available today in the world like this kind of cow milk that they say cow milk. What cow milk are you talking about? It is mixed with chemicals. So many hormones are there. On the side note, I will tell you, after I finish this, I will come back to one small topic. So did you get the point? The food that is wholesome, pure and easily available is Satvik. That which is merely palatable. It's okay. It's okay. Karela. When you give bitter gourd to children, they do like this. The kind of faces that they make, or even brinjal. It's an aubergine, they call it. You give it to the children. Chavanprash. Have you smelled that blessed thing? I don't know. I don't want to even touch that chavanprash of mine. I would rather have simple food. You see, people are producing all kinds of nonsensical stuff. Somebody is producing some juices, Karela ka juice, and then jamun juice, and this juice and that juice. What nonsense are you talking? Jamun is available. Go eat jamun. Jamun are those blueberries, blue color berries. And they will turn your tongue blue in color. Those kind of things. Or there may be some other. Do that. Something. Oh, Karela juice. There is no need for going in for all these kind of nonsensical remedies. I wouldn't advise. That is why he says they are merely palatable. They are Rajasic food. And that which is injurious to health is Tamasic. Anything that is injurious to your health, which is going to cause you a problem, like excess of sugar, excess of something, please don't do it. That is injurious to health. Don't try to drink. Have you seen those people? They will have that ring. They will have that, the pan which they eat. They have seen the pan. They call it some, God knows what pan. They will light a fire and you're supposed to put it with the fire in your mouth. Sorry, boss. That you please don't do. That is tamasic in nature. Now the small story which I have to tell you. The food. There's a fantastic study which has been done by a very great scientist. Now she has written this book which was released yesterday or day before yesterday. Now this book is a really a changing book. It is talking about the kind of plastics and the things that we use. We don't understand, any plastic that we use has got harmful chemicals in it. Now this is something which, please understand this. She said between 1965 till today, the sperm count of a human being has gone down by 70% because of all these nonsensical chemicals that we are ingesting, eating, touching, and all those kind of things. She has predicted by 2045, there will be no scope for any man. Okay, now, doesn't that tell you that food and the kind of habits that we have can actually destroy a human being? I have so many cases in amongst, people will come to me, Guruji, I don't have any children. Can I have a child? You think I'm sitting here, having a child bureau or something like that? Okay, take one here for you. No. Change your habits. The kind of habits that you have, what you drink, what you eat, what you do in your life is destroying your own. So this one person who came to me, his sperm count is so low. Naturally, it is dependent on this kind of chemicals that are being pushed in. Like I told you, the milk that we are drinking is full of hormones. Why are we drinking this kind of milk? Wholesome food is what we need to eat. See, wholesome, pure and easily available. You can have your own kitchen garden if you want to. Do that. Buy from places where you are confident of it. So Krishna's way of talking is actually very much applicable in our world. He is not giving any wrong ideas. He is not saying non-veg nahi khana, vegetarian khana, onion nahi khana. All this is utter nonsense. Don't go fall for it. His words are different. He doesn't say these kind of things. Because frankly speaking, most of the items, including potatoes, were not available during Krishna's time. There were no potatoes. Okay? Potatoes came from South America in last 2-3 centuries. That's it. So did you get the point? So you be sure of what you are eating. So this was, we will stop over here. We are at verse 28. Tomorrow we will do verse 29 early in the morning at 6:30 a.m. See you all then. Take care. Bye.